We're here today because the Visioning Future Excellence Outcomes report of 2013 had laid out a number of new strategic investment initiatives for campus. And one of them was to develop a learning sciences laboratory, which is aimed to understand learning mechanisms and to invent learning and educational tools, practices, and spaces for the future of teaching and learning across disciplines and professions. So a group of deans and directors on campus took this to heart, and for the past several months, Deans Mary Calancis, Andreas Cangelaris, Alan Rainier, Ed Fezer, and directors Ed Seidel and Art Kramer, under the watchful eye of Peter Schiffer, have been engaged in discussions, both face-to-face and through a group of faculty that they charged to push this thing forward. And we sort of figure out that we have moved the needle on teaching and learning environments, so we sort of moved from this to a state that Andreas appreciates this. But what the message was is that we need to be in the business of inventing the tools that are going to transform and improve learning across contexts and across lifespan. So in many ways, we do want to be the university that's going to invent the Platos for the 21st century. So this group of faculty members got together and we drafted a concept paper. Please don't try to read this. We had all the good words there. But a place for us to start was to organize this Lightning Symposium, which was aimed at gauging interest and capacity across campus for such a learning sciences design laboratory, to showcase the depth and breadth of expertise of our faculty, to help you build networks and collaborations, and to hopefully announce a seed funding program to get us starting along this work. So we went ahead and sent this call for proposals around 3 grand challenges: advancing the scientific understanding of learning, designing tools, learning environments that would transform the way learning is done, and using big data in the service of creating adaptive learning environments. And I remember Peter, Mary, and myself were sitting in her office thinking, you know, this will be a nice, cozy event, sort of that kind of symposium. So we had a little room reserved at the I Hotel. And then we got 60 plus proposals, and this is the kind of thing we're going to end up with. And so we were running around trying to find a place that would accommodate this symposium, and so we ended up in this place. And it's just amazing. What we have gotten was 60 plus proposals from 8 colleges and schools. In addition to Beckman and NCSA, there are 37 academic units, centers, and institutes represented here today, and 122 University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign faculty and graduate students who are going to be participating. As a result, we had to do the 5-minute format, so we're doing lightning talks. You're going to be stopping at 5. If I start walking towards you, then you know it's time to stop. And we're holding everybody sort of to this standard, including the deans who are presenting, and help us move this along. Your sessions have been preloaded here. All that you need to do is come and click on it and get going. But what's more important about the gathering we have today is that it is clear for us that we have incredible capacity in these domains. We have great ingredients on this campus to engage in building the next generation of teaching and learning tools and environments across the lifespan, across learning contexts. But we still need this learning design lab to help us put this soup together. I think the need for this lab is becoming more and more important. And we've moved forward, actually, and I'm happy to announce that we have the Colleges of Education, Engineering, as well as Beckman and NCSA have put money towards a seed funding program, and Peter said we can think also of a campus-wide seed funding program. So please do hang around in the last session. We do want to get your feedback about how we might organize the good chunk of change that we're going to end with to initiate some collaborations across campus. And finally, I do want to thank Dean Calancis for her generosity in paying for this event. I can only hope that after she sees the bill, I'll keep my job, but that's another thing to worry about. My 5 minutes are up, and it's my pleasure to introduce Peter Schiffer, Vice Chancellor for Research.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. This is exciting. I mean, this is really something which, when Fuad and Mary came to talk to me about this, I remembered the line in the Visioning Future Excellence Outcome Report, and I thought, okay, we'll get to that eventually. And then, of course, they took it seriously, and then they came to me and said, well, we want to get a few people together to start talking about it. And we said, okay, well, we'll get a little room, just like Fuad said, we'll get a little room, we'll get a few people together, we'll put out a call, see who might be interested. And then I started to hear about the numbers of people who were excited about the idea of a learning design lab. And the numbers kept growing and growing, and I'm delighted to see the turnout, especially given how cold it is outside today, and how early in the morning we're starting. This is very exciting, and it's a testament to the energy and the power behind what we have at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in this field of the science of learning. Today, as Fuad said, we're gathered here to talk about a learning design lab. And what exactly that means will start to be determined by the discussions you all have today, because those are nice words to put on a piece of paper, but actualizing it, making it something concrete, really depends on the vision of the people who have the intellectual force on campus, and that's the faculty, staff, and students, the folks who are gathered here to chat. So Fuad gave you the three thrusts: advanced scientific understanding of learning, designing tools, environments, and platforms to improve, deepen, and accelerate learning and learning processes and outcomes, and analyze big data to transform uniform learning platforms into adaptive, personalized learning environments. These are big, big challenges. They're important. They're important for us as an educational institution. They're important for the world. Really, this can make a difference. And it's great to see so many people energized. So with participation from, I think you said 8 colleges, several institutes and centers, really the entire campus, with the strong support of the deans, and especially the great support from our College of Education. I want to thank everybody for coming here. Thank Mary in particular for taking the leadership to get us all together, and Fuad for being, I think the phrase is maniac on a mission. Is that for being the person to really spearhead this and get everyone together, take care of all the logistics. I'm looking forward to hearing what comes out of this day of discussion. I suspect, I hope this will be just the first of many days of discussion around these topics. We have to start somewhere. This is where we're starting from. I think this is going to be a fantastic new initiative for the campus, and it's really, I shouldn't call it new, this is really building on a strong, strong legacy. It's the next step forward for our enterprise. So have a great time today, enjoy the discussions, and I'll look forward to seeing what comes next.